Yeah, I like Joey Dorsey. He plays on YouTube. Joey, can you press record on my camera?
Just this button here?
Top line, just push it. Yeah, it's recording. Thanks so Dorsey. I have blackout kids and one of the chicks and she's already in there. And you can't even see it. No, you just basically just put it in the corner and set record.
Oh, you
the
can
blackout case and the girls don't even know it's recording.
You use that?
Like, it's like, good.
You're like Bill Cosby and girls. It's like raping.
No, they didn't want to. They didn't want it. They just don't know
40
that
how many
camera.
can.
I think Bill Cosby recorded it.
Well, it's like you didn't tell me you're recording.
Yeah, but
What's
he forced himself on it.
What's because the same?
I'm not forcing myself.
40-40, yeah.
You're willingly doing it.
Alright, let's go.
Alright.
We're gonna edit that out.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep that. Welcome back to On the Block.
Yeah.
That's really.
Alright.
Consent is everything.
Alright.
It's consensual. Just not the camera.
We good?
Yeah, we're good. Consent.
Welcome back to On the Block. We're gonna talk about the West. No, we're talking about the East.
What?
Sorry, baby.
Consenting out.
Welcome back to On the Block. We're gonna start with the Eastern Conference and the Atlanta Hawks. We're 14-1 in their last 15 games. Think that through.
Yeah.
14.
We've talked about the Toronto Raptors being on fire, having that schedule, whatever, but Atlanta's come in and taken a lot of people by surprise right now. And your boy, Dennis Schroeder.
Schroeder.
Yes.
Schroeder. It's like
He's got a little
German.
accent on it.
Deutschland.
Yeah.
He's been on fire.
So the Raptors beat him twice, so it makes us the best in the league, right?
Let's just say.
Hashtag
Dennis,
RTZ.
But
It's easy.
seriously though,
Same thing.
the Hawks are they're like the JV Spurs. Like they play the same way.
Yeah.
Guys are playing out of their mind. Like Korver's having a career year. Teague's getting better and better every time you see him play. Horford's coming off pec surgery and now he's kind of coming into his zone. They got
Millsap.
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 I mean, they're well rounded. They're balanced. They're a disciplined team that gets the job done. Right.
What about the man with the dreads?
You
Talk
don't,
to
trust,
Demar
Carroll.
you don't,
Demar
you don't
Carroll.
trust guys that have dreads and play football. That's the rule, man.
I don't. I'm not gonna say that on
He
here.
did a
But once
big game
again,
today though. Career high tonight, right?
Career high, 25,
Five threes.
5 threes, and they're beating the Clippers at home. So
I really think
These
that's
guys are
a
for real.
testament to their really solid inside-out game. You know, when teams double down now, Horford and Paul Millsap, they always have an outlet to Dennis Schroeder who can hit the perimeter shot. You have Kyle Korver, obviously one of the best. 54%, I believe, from the free throw line. I believe he's around 30% from three. No, I'm pretty sure it's from the free throw line. But once again, he's just going off and off some of the. I just think they're a really solid team right now.
They're one game up on Washington in the Southeast right now.
They're around the Raptors, too.
Yeah, they are. They're a game or game and a half behind them. And John Wall, speaking of MVP candidates, he's really rode Washington right now. And Beal came back.
Yeah.
Nene's back. He's doing pretty well too.
Yeah.
They have another team with a lot of depth.
I think Atlanta's the third best seed in the East. I definitely think it's the Raptors. Sorry, I can't even say that because Chicago. Once the Chicago's performed, Atlanta's doing a great thing. But once again, not trying to be the hater here because it seems like this episode I'm being the hater.
He's not trying to be. Every time he's not trying.
I'm not
to be.
trying to be, and at least I'm acknowledging that fact. You know, some people just hate for the sake of hating. I don't do that.
Don't name
But,
names.
You know, I don't do that. But but I just don't think Atlanta's. I don't think they're sustainable. I really don't. I feel like they still have a few holes on that team.
Washington, they have holes.
Washington's deep.
They're doing really well at home. I think they match up well against a lot of teams right now.
They have a lot of size.
Yeah, a lot of size, of course. John Wall playing out of his mind ever since that inspired performance against, I believe it was Boston. He lost his little friend. He's been on a tear. Bradley Beal's played really well. Once again, they're gonna finish in the top three. I think Cleveland's still gonna catch their stride. I'm not worried about them. It's gonna be really interesting to see how these teams pair up coming up to the All-Star break altogether.
I feel like Washington's a team to really fear. Like, if you're in the East, like Washington's not a team that you want to see.
you know, to me, they're made for up and down ball. Like they're playing they're playing like it's a track meet more or less, right? So Wall in a half court set is a lot less efficient than when he's playing that fast pace. So when you really slow things down, you really want a point guard that's really able to control the offense,
But he's
facilitate. He's
But
able to
he's
do
second
it.
in the league in assists or something like that. Maybe first. He's top three. We know
He's
that.
able to do it, but in a half court set,
Yeah.
in terms of inside scoring, they don't really have that.
He's improved his shot a lot, though. He's
He
really
has.
improved his
He's made
mid-range
some
shot.
improvements, and it
Yeah.
just
So
And you do have Gortat and Nene who can score in the paint as well.
and even Humphreys is
Oh,
like they're
that's
big
sweet.
coming off the
Oh, I
bench.
forgot
Who's
about
like
Humphreys,
they
yeah.
have
Yeah.
a lot of depth
that-
on that team.
That's
I
a
know
team.
Porter.
That's a scary. I don't want to see them in the first
No,
round.
you don't.
I don't want to see them at all. to be
Chicago didn't want to see them, and they lost last year. And it
That
seems,
was
it
they
seems
were
like
injured. They didn't have anyone on the squad.
exactly.
they didn't have
It's
Derrick Rose.
different here.
Jimmy Butler was there. Like I get the sense that we're talking about Houston. Can't see Houston going anywhere. Can't see Washington going anywhere. The league is changing. The younger teams are
Yeah.
coming up now. Look at the Raptors. Did anybody think
Actually,
they were going to make the playoffs
For
last
sure.
year?
I can actually see Washington. I can see Washington going to the Eastern Conference.
They might go to the
And
finals.
I can see them exactly making it out of.
I would not be surprised if they
Yeah.
make the finals.
It's because
They're that good.
contrary to what people are saying, like against Chicago, they match up really well. They're a team that can match that front court. They
Yeah.
have the size and the depth
Yeah.
at those positions to match up well with
Those are the two best front courts
in the East,
Eastern Conference.
hands down.
Yeah, and they can interchange. Like,
I don't know. I think I gotta say the Hawks front court is a lot better.
Depth
than-
though, who they have on the bench?
Honestly, it doesn't matter. You have Millsap and you have Horford playing there. I mean, I'd take those guys over Gortat and anything.
Really overall healthy Gortat and Nene?
Of course, 100%. Those guys are all-star caliber players.
I don't
Yeah,
care about
a lot of
numbers. They're throwing
defensive
numbers
players.
out of the window right now, but I think honestly you have a really good point there. You really
do
do
have
because
a really good
those
point.
are two all stars. Those are two guys
Yeah.
that just bang, day in and day out. They're just really effective, right? So
Better
I-
player shooters too.
and they're faster than those that front court. They're faster. They run better in transition. So you do have a really good point.
Nene-
Does
Nene's
that go back to
like-
the dread thing? Does Nene still have dreads?
He
He
does.
does. He does.
He does, right? Oh, okay.
Can
I
we
saw
take
the
him
time
seriously?
with the dread
Okay.
thing.
Can we take him
I
seriously?
don't know, man.
I think okay, this is weird. You can take big men with dreads seriously. You cannot take guards with dreads seriously. I'm telling you right now.
What guards
DeMarre
have
Carroll-
dreads though? DeMarre
DeMarre
Carroll, that's it.
Carroll, you have Crowder. Those guys are. I would never pick them in the pickup line. I'm telling you, I would never do that. They're just different. It's a different game. It's a different ball game, man.
Well, yeah, okay. We've got a few formidable front courts in the East.
All braids aside.
Yeah, all
Just
braids
talent.
and all
Get it wrong,
hairstyles
Judge.
aside, but I think Washington's probably one of the scariest teams, or one of the best teams that has the best option or best chances of making it to the finals. Chicago's there too, but once again, barring health of Derrick Rose, and Chicago do a lot without Derrick Rose as they've proven. But if they're healthy, Chicago's right up there. Raptors are right there too. Cleveland, like they won't catch their stride, but I think this is the demise of like.
LeBron?
No.
Okay.
I'm just saying that Cleveland, they will catch their stride, but I don't see them. I don't see them going to the finals.
Okay, so they're 17 and 10. It's about the 1/3 point in the season.
Yeah.
Do you guys think it's a fair time to make assessments on these teams?
No.
We need to wait a little bit.
We gotta
Boring.
wait
Have we
till
seen
the
true
trade
colors of these teams?
Let's
Teams
see-
like
I think
Cleveland,
we've
Cleveland,
seen-
Atlanta,
We've seen
Toronto.
character traits. We've seen character traits. What these guys are capable of being, or whether or not that's what they are, is still to be determined. So I'm saying character traits.
There's so many injuries. I mean, Washington started out the year without Beal. Now Raptors don't have DeRozan.
Yeah.
Chicago have just got healthy. I think like last night against Toronto, they
Yeah.
had a
Gibson
full
back,
healthy
yeah.
team.
Yeah,
And
Derrick
then
Rose
they're-
looked well healthy last night.
Yeah,
That's for
and-
sure.
yeah, exactly. He made sure of that for sure. But let's make an assessment. All-Star break. I think we have a real understanding of how things are going to shape out in the East. I think one thing's for sure is the Raptors are going to win the Atlantic.
I think it's already clinched right now.
Yeah.
That's what we can fair to say.
And getting back to
Terrible.
what I was saying, like I keep harping back on what I said that, the 50-55 wins, possibly 60. That 60 is a bit of a stretch, but the 55, looking at their division alone, and they haven't lost a game yet in the division. They might drop a couple, but you have 4 teams there. The best team right now by record is Brooklyn. And they're going to dump Darren Williams. They might dump Plumlee, probably not. They're going to get worse. The Knicks can't get any worse. Philly just beat Miami tonight. They're all terrible. Boston traded Rondo, guys.
Yeah,
Boston traded Rondo. Like, laugh at it, but this is the truth. Like all these teams are dumping on their already
It's
bad
like who can
teams.
tank better?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a
Challenge
question?
right now.
Is it an accomplishment to win the Atlantic Division this year? In this day and age?
No.
Really? Is it
No.
something you can
No.
actually...
I don't know.
You probably should not be
It's
satisfied.
another banner up in the ACC right
Right, that doesn't
there.
matter.
Why? Be proud, BG.
That's true.
You want a
That's-
championship.
That's
You
true.
want-
When we're bringing our children, our future children, our
Yeah.
grandchildren to the ACC, and they
Like,
see those
look
banners, they're not gonna know what happened in that season. They're just gonna, that's one more
This
banner
is
that we have hanging from the Raptors.
Just the
right
prop
now.
in the rafters, right?
But we'll know. We'll
Maybe
all
not.
know. You guys will
Okay.
all know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right, man. It doesn't
That's
really
just
matter. But hey, it's another banner. Throw it up there and just keep knocking these guys down. Raptors, I think, need to focus on stepping on teams' throats. Like,
Yeah.
for so long, Raptors were known to like let up or known as being soft. Bro, not to cut anybody's grass, but did you guys see that James Johnson dunk in Detroit? Lord have mercy. Like,
Dunk of the year.
dunk of the year.
year.
And like the times have
Yeah.
changed. Like Raptors aren't punks anymore like they used to be. And like everybody knows that. Everybody knew Toronto was soft.
And it was kind of inspiring to see when
really
Chuck
inspiring.
Hayes get
Right
in
in
Drummond's
his
face
face.
there.
Yeah.
And to see
Patterson.
even Vasquez,
Yeah,
step in. He
Vasquez.
wasn't going to do much, but to see the guys step up for each other.
Yeah.
It gave me
Because-
a throwback to the Oakley days.
Yeah.
Oakley
I was going to
that
say,
smart.
Oakley was going to jump off the bench right there.
They were the ghost of Oakland.
There's a brother.
Maybe JYD come out of somewhere. I haven't seen him in a couple weeks at the ACC,
It's
but
just-
he might come out.
You haven't
But-
seen the draft teams with balls and
Yeah.
quote unquote balls in a long time.
Yeah.
It's really nice to see that these teams together.
You know that they have each other's backs, and even like I said, guys like Chuck Hayes who might only play, go from 7 minutes a game to none and not play DNPs for a couple games. These guys have each other's backs, and you
Like
see
Landry too.
Landry when he went down with that
Exactly,
injury,
it's a
and you
right
saw the
point,
concern
yeah.
from the fans, from the
Yeah.
commentators, from everybody.
Yeah. From the Toronto fans in Detroit.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, that was a home game, but
Pretty
but that
much.
was pretty impressive. But that was a beautiful thing to see, though, that the camaraderie is there, and that's why I think the Raptors may not be as deep as other teams, or may not be the favorite to go to make it out of the East. Like I was just mentioning Washington, but I think their camaraderie has to be something that can't go unnoticed. And I think that has to give us some kind of an edge, because players, they're all great athletes playing in the NBA, but the Raptors have someone that's working together, so that can really help them get them over.
One last thing before we wrap up the East, I want to talk about Jabari Parker and his injury in Milwaukee. Now, nobody would like to see those injuries. He's a guy that a lot of people wanted to see. He wasn't having the best season, but he was doing pretty well. He was definitely him and Wiggins in that rookie of the year discussion. Where does Milwaukee go from here? They're 14-14. I think I checked the standings earlier. I'm pretty sure they're still 5th in the East, which is ridiculous. But they're still a playoff team. We all agree on that, I guess.
Yeah,
for sure.
Not,
I think so.
And Eastern Conference playoff team, right?
Brandon Knight's playing well.
He is. And you want to talk about that Jennings for Knight deal?
Yeah.
It's looking like a rip
yeah.
off now, right?
Yeah.
He's having a hell of a year.
Mhm.
To me, the Bucks
Greek
still
freak
have to
too.
do what they've been doing all year. They've been playing together. Losing Parker is obviously big, but they have a really good future ahead of them. I mean, the Greek freak, the guy can play. You have a good front court.
Henson Sanders.
Henson, Sanders. I mean, they could definitely sneak into the playoffs. So
They won't need to sneak in the
Yeah.
East.
Yeah.
They're already in the door. Jason Kidd doesn't need to spill the Diet Cokes on the court this
Yeah,
year.
they're having a cup of coffee right now, waiting on it. But I think they're doing pretty good, man. Good for them. It's just really sad to see. It's horrible to see young talents go down so early in their career with not career ending, but career limiting injuries.
Randall and now
But
him.
Exactly. I'm really hoping he can make it back.
Something brought up for this Jabari Parker. He wasn't the most, he wasn't the quickest player. I understand the ACL does kind of limit you in transitional and just how you cut and whatnot. But he wasn't the actual flashiest player. It won't affect him too much. I don't think. He can still come back. He can still has a really solid shot.
He reminds me
Mid-range.
kind of like a
Be
Melo
fine.
Paul Pierce
A
mix
young
kind of
Melo.
thing.
Yeah.
Like not
His
the most
footwork's
athletic,
incredible.
but deceiving
Yeah.
athleticism.
Yeah.
He can still get up there.
Exactly. His
I
footwork's
think
nice.
he can develop in his post game. Like his post game was way better than Melo when he came into the league.
Yeah.
So I think that's where he's gonna develop. He could play the 4 more than anything.
Mhm.
Obviously the guy has a long career ahead of him, but I don't know. The rookie of the year race is kind of weird for me because I feel like it's up for grabs, but no one wants to take it. There's a bunch of guys play okay, but no one's doing that great. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Wiggins might win it by default because there's
I
not
don't know.
really too much. And he was in Cleveland today. I think he dropped 22 or something like
27.
that.
Yeah.
27?
Yeah.
But he should have that locked up. We're going to wrap up right now with the East. When we come back, we're going to specifically talk about the Toronto Raptors and their season and how it's gone so far. They're going on a 6-game road trip and how we think they're going to do on it and what the future holds for the Raptors. When we return on the block.
That's my squad.
That was way too long, right?
That's why I was kept
That
going.
was-
And then,
Wrap it up, B.
then you asked what we thought about the rookie, and what do you guys think about the rookie of the year? And I'm like, no, no. Zane, he's like,
That wasn't that bad. It was like 13
Did you
minutes.
see it?
I didn't see it.
I saw you do it to him. I saw
Okay,
you do it to